Easter is not good. Christians do not celebrate Easter. Easter is not mentioned in the Bible. My daddy is going to tell you all about Easter. God made everything, and He made it good.
So Easter is correct for Christians, Michelle?
No. Easter is not Christian. Easter is not mentioned in the Bible. Easter is not Christian. It's not good. The end. Finished.
Okay. Praise the Lord. Loving greetings to you in the most precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I want to ask myself two questions. Do you celebrate the resurrection of Jesus? Yes, of course I do. Question number 2. Do you celebrate Easter? No, I don't. Why? What why? It's very simple. I know what is Easter. It has nothing to do with the resurrection. What is that sound? Tell Mama to go inside and talk.
Mama, go inside.
Tell Dada's recording.
Mama, Dada's recording. Mama, Dada's recording. Mama, Dada's recording. You have ears.
It's okay, you come close the door, Jimmy. Easter is the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of sex and fertility. When Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, he changed Easter to represent Jesus. That's how this Easter is getting connected with Christianity through and by Constantine the emperor. And Easter represents Easter egg and bunny rabbits, which are the symbols of fertility and sex. The symbol of fertility is egg, of course, because to conceive a woman, has to produce eggs. So that is in the fertility part of Goddess Ishtar celebration. And sex, is represented by the rabbit. So do you really think this celebration of Ishtar gods, sex and fertility, pagan stuff, has anything to do with Jesus or His ministry or His commandments? What has eggs and rabbits to do with Jesus? Years ago, when I was in Bangalore, I attended a church on Sunday. It's a Protestant church. To be more precise, it's a Pentecostal church. A few of my friends were going, they asked me to come, so I went there. And it was an Easter Sunday. And the preacher, the pastor was, he was talking about Easter eggs and bunny rabbits in the church. And he was telling about distributing all these gifts. I was like, how ridiculous it is to see pagan stuff in the church, to bring all these things that God abhors in the Christianity. My dear friends, brothers and sisters, I'll tell you one thing. Christians do not and should not celebrate Easter. Don't deceive yourself. If you think you're a Christian and still do all this stuff, You're deceiving yourself. You're a hypocrite. Your faith and opinion professes something, and you are doing something else. There is a strong discrepancy between what you believe, what you know, what you say, and what you do. You say you are a Christian. Who is a Christian? When you read in Acts New Testament, the disciples of Jesus were first called Christians in Antioch. So Christians are first of all the disciples of Jesus. So if you're not disciples of Jesus, you're not a Christian. You just deceive yourself by telling you're a Christian. And by deceiving yourself, you're a hypocrite. If you believe in God, Adonai, Jehovah, then He has given the scripture, the Holy Bible. And we have to obey that scripture. We have to study that scripture, and we have to live according to the scriptural standards. Christian life has a standard in everything. As a born-again Christian, I am trying to come up to those standards. And you should try to come up to those standards. Maybe you didn't know what Easter was. Maybe you didn't know what Christmas was. Maybe you didn't know what separation was. You have to identify the works of the devil and Satan. See, Constantine brought Easter into Christianity, and he transformed this Ishtar goddess and her son Tammuz to the church, representing Mary and baby Jesus. So it's high time you get separated from all these things that God abhors. And let this video be an eye-opener for you, because this is the last days. Do not deceive yourself. Do not be hypocrites. If you are a Christian, there should not be any discrepancy between what you preach, between your faith, and between your life. What we learn from the scripture, let it be in our life. Regarding the symbols of Easter, you have to understand how this egg and rabbit, came into existence. As I said, egg represents fertility and rabbit represents sex. Now, one example I would like to give you. When you celebrate this pagan festival in the church, you have to realize, this bunny rabbit is also used by a company, by a lifestyle, media and pornographic industry. Have you heard of Playboy Enterprises? They have this Playboy magazine. They use this bunny rabbit. So you should know who is using this rabbit as their logo, as their symbol. Satan is using. And this Playboy company, Playboy Enterprises, that's in the pornographic industry, they are using bunny rabbits as waiters and all. And now for many years Christians are using this bunny rabbits without knowing what they are doing. Abomination of desolation. God abhors all these practices. He already hated all these practices from the beginning. And our God is the same God. It's not like any other sin you do. You are worshipping other gods and goddesses. God says, I alone am your God. I'm the one who says, I am that I am. So He is I am that I am. No other God like Him. So don't worship this Ishtar goddess. And a true Jew, a true Israel, they don't celebrate Easter because they know very well Easter has nothing to do with them. So this Sunday or any Sunday, I'll tell you, one more thing I want to tell you, this Easter, does not come on the same day every year. It comes between a certain period that represent some, moon, some positions, star positions. They don't actually come according to the time in the history. It's just a tradition. So it's high time you leave all these things that God abhors. If you're a Christian, you should know what you're doing. Just don't do things just because others are doing. If you're born again, if you're baptized, if you're anointed, you have to be very careful in your practices. May God bless you.